Hey, good morning. It's your girl, Jersey Love Steph. And if you're out there, I just want to welcome you in. Today, I just want to share this with you. It's not going to be a long message. I do have a doctor's appointment, but I wanted to share this with you because maybe you want to have success. And this is a message to encourage you, but just to let you know that success comes with a price tag. You can't have your cake and eat it too. This is a saying they say, but it's because you're going to give up something. No matter, you could apply this message to anything, and please share with me what has helped you. So if you're out there, I just want to welcome you, and please thumbs up if this gives you, good feedback or whatever, or, just a little bit of wisdom. Well, we all want success, most of us, right? But we don't really think about what it really truly takes to have success. We just see that we're going to make this money and that's it, but we don't really know what we're going to go through as we're going through this process. So I'm just going to share with my life. Sometimes it's other people sacrificing too, so we can go and do this thing that is going to be good for everybody, okay? So sometimes you're sacrificing because your spouse is going into the military and you sacrifice. These people lay down their lives and they don't see their significant other for a year or 2 years, and sometimes they never return, okay? They give the ultimate sacrifice, but that sacrifice wasn't in vain because they protected our country, okay? But I'm talking about, like, all right, for example, I'm going to give you my example as a truck driver, okay? I didn't really realize how much sacrifice it is when you become a truck driver. Let's say you're a doctor or something, you lay down your life. And a lot of times your family is sacrificing, but a lot of times people don't understand what it takes. They want that lifestyle, they want the American dream, they want the, nice house, they want the nice car, but they don't realize how expensive it is. And it's more than just going to a job or a career, it's a lot of time. So for me, I drive a truck, and the sacrifice is my children didn't see me much growing up. They seen me, but it was a couple hours at a time. And I sacrificed, like, but when I think about it, I couldn't have health insurance without it. But it's hard. It's really hard, and people don't really realize. They just glamorize the success as if we're just going to have it and that's it. But in all reality, you have success, but it comes with a price tag. Hey, Gracie, good morning. How are you? So I don't know what you do as a career, or whether you're, like, look at police officers. I don't mean to go there, but look at the police officers. They sacrifice their lives. They have to go out even on holidays. They're putting their life on the line, protecting us, and firefighters, they lay down their lives and they're at the station more overnight. Somebody's always on call. So there's always a price to sacrifice. We look at people in these positions, like you may say, like, you're a truck driver, yes. But what you don't see is that my spouse has to sacrifice a lot. He takes care of my son most of the time. He laid down his life. For me to have a career like this, it's not easy, but it's how we're making it. This world is so expensive. I wish there was a way around it, but it's not. So if you ever consider going into that, this is what comes with it. Um, Good morning. How are you, Gina? I'm doing good. I'm getting ready for a doctor. How are you? So there's other things too, but when I look at it, I love, like, yesterday I worked like 12 hours. I was exhausted, and maybe I didn't make a ton of money, but I'm serving people. So this is the thing too, is you're serving people, and you're part of a whole thing. So it's not just you. You're not just working to make that money. You're working to make a difference. So let's say a pastor, they sacrifice their pride and their ego. They have to lay that down to serve people, because if not, you're trying to glorify yourself, and you'll have a fall. We all know this. So they have to share stuff, and it's embarrassing. You have to share stuff about yourself. It's not embarrassing, but it makes you vulnerable. So this is a sacrifice they make. There's many things. I don't know everything, but they have to lay their pride aside. So, you know, the sacrifice that we do, like if you're raising children, you sacrifice, you're not going out all the time. You're not always buying fancy clothes because you're going to have to think about what you have to do for your household. So go forth with what you want to do, but just know that you're going to give something up. So whether it's your freedom to have, not your freedom, but like all your leisure time most of the time is going to go into building that career. But in the long run, down the end, you look back and know that you served other people and that you made a difference in the world, right? um, so like I said, my fiance, my spouse, he takes care of my son. Not too many guys will do this, but when if a real, you know if you're a real couple or whatever, not a real couple, but if you're working together, you know that it's only going to be good for everybody. Sometimes this isn't the case. I mean, this is the cost, though. I missed a lot of time with my family. This is a thing I had to give up. And a lot of people, they want this success, but they don't want to give up anything. And that's not how life works. It's just not. If you find this, then let me know, because it just doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. And a lot of us are on this platform. We're trying to make, right, some people are trying to get monetized, but they don't really realize the sacrifice that is going to go into making your platform. And if we don't get days off, you're not get paid days off and stuff like this. I guess if you have a huge channel. But in all reality, when you look back, are you gonna regret it? Or are you gonna say, like, I did something that made a difference in other people's lives? Because you only get one life here. That's it. But when you're sacrificing, look back, try to think for the future a little bit and say, will this make a difference when I get old? Who knows how old we're going to live. Um, when we get, 50, 60, if we live to that old, can we look back and say that this was in vain? Or were we laboring to make a difference? Sometimes I wish it wasn't like that, but it just doesn't happen for me like that. It doesn't happen for anybody, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a lawyer. You're serving your clients. So unless you're working with the clients and putting all this time in, you're not making money. It's the same thing when I go to work. If I don't go to work and, you know, sacrifice my time, I'm not making money. Same thing with YouTube. If you're not taking the time to put in these videos and stuff, taking the time to really put yourself aside and think about the other person, not just to glamorize us, because some people just want to be lifted up on this platform, but are you truly serving other people to help them? This is what's really going to help them, right? But yeah, Abai Ahmed says money is the root of all evil. Money, the love of money is the root of all evil. We need money, if to pay our rent and stuff like this. So you gotta have money to pay these bills. You gotta have money to, put gas in your car if you have a car. You gotta have money to, if you want to do something and you need groceries, look at the price of groceries. So it's not having money. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. When we're just doing stuff to chase that almighty dollar. But for me, I can't afford to live if I don't, we can't live off one income. It just doesn't happen like that. But when I didn't really realize the suffering that I was going to have to go through driving a truck and the sacrifices I was going to have to make. And not only me, it's not just me, it's also my family too, because I don't get all that time. Like some people have all that time in the house with their children, and it's a beautiful thing, okay? But a lot of people don't get this because it's so expensive to live, right? And you just can't make it. So it's like you're in a balance, But when I look back, I'm part of something bigger than myself. I'm delivering to people, bringing them lumber. I'm delivering, whatnot to make people's houses better, and they're happy when they see me, and I tell them I'm on my way. They're happy. So it's not about me, it's about people. But I do get rewarded for what I do. It's the joy that people have. And yesterday I wasn't in the best of mood when I went to go deliver because I was exhausted, but the lady remembered me. She said, I remember you when you came the last time. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm just really tired because it was, 12 hours. It's hard. This doesn't just happen naturally. 12 hours to work is not natural, right? And it's not every day that I'm working like that, but I get time off. I get paid time off. I have health benefits. I have, if I ever get disabled, we have temporary or disability or something, hopefully, God willing, but we have no idea what the future is. With trying to just monetize on a platform, you don't have all these things that you would have if you were going to like a job or career. When you pay into like Social Security, when we go to retire, you have something there. If you never work and you never have a W 2 or something like this, you never have track of what you made, and there's nothing when you go to retire 65. You're not going to have no retirement. See, look at this disparity. Look at the disparity between rich and poor. Money is the root of all evil. Thank you, Albie. Oh, thank you, Matt Ruffin. I'm in my 40s. I'd say 29. I'm over 29. The time goes by fast, though. I can't believe it. But I'm just glad I made decisions. Some decisions I regret in my life, but we try to make wiser decisions, because at the end of the day, at the end of our lives, you want to look back and hope to God that we did the best we could. Even if we don't, God forgives us. God has forgiveness. But when we regret stuff, it's like that bittersweet, right? But so Avi says, look at the disparity between rich and poor. Money is the root of all evil. I mostly deliver to rich people, and a lot of them are very generous. Okay, that sometimes they'll give me, a tip, or they're just very kind. It's not that we could be evil and be our hearts are wicked, okay, and we always want to keep this money, but if we start to ask God to help us, right? I don't mean to get off of God, but God is really over everything. God blesses us with everything, gives us health, gives us wealth, everything. So we're blessed. Our wisdom and stuff. People are so intelligent. God gives them this. It's not because of the rich. These people, think about it. If you were a doctor, how many years would you have to go to school? They should not be living in poverty, okay? Somebody who has gone to college for 12 years, just they have the loans for to go to a school for a doctor is over $300,000, maybe even more. Hi, how are you? The loans to go to doctor is over $300,000. So think about the stress. So they really need to have a career. We need doctors in this world. So if we have an ear infection, that's the only one who can prescribe the medicine for your ear is a doctor, because they can look in your ear and diagnose whatever is going on. We can't diagnose ourselves. I've done that, and I almost died before because of my stomach. So thank God for good doctors. And you know it's not because somebody has worked very hard. Yes, sometimes it's in the family, but it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with our hearts. Our hearts are wicked. But when I get into the Word of God, it cleans our hearts out. So whatever your religion is, I don't know. But when you get into like your teachings, but for me, I read the Bible. It doesn't mean that I automatically change, but it starts to clean out that inside. So we from our from the brain, the heart to the pocket is the longest distance, because that's where a lot of people don't want to give. We don't want to, we hold on to this so tight sometimes, and God gives it back to us, but sometimes we do need to pay our bills. They, like I said, I know what you're saying, but it's not, it's just kind of like a stereotype. So I'm not going to say that, because for me, I serve the rich people. Most of the people I deliver to are rich. They're well to do, but they work their butts off. They don't, they just put everything into what they're doing. They're, a lot of times they're taking a house that is totally destroyed and they're building it from the foundation up. And they have to be there. They have to oversee this all the time. So it's a lot of work. And they bless a lot of people in the meantime, because there's a lot of people that come in and they work on these houses. So they're blessing people by giving them work, right? We're blessed. But, oh, it's 8 o'clock. Okay, guys. Well, I don't know what you do for a living, whether you're a babysitter, whether you're a caretaker in the house, a mom. It's the greatest responsibility is caring for children, okay? A lot of times I had babysitters. So no matter what you do it for the glory for God, right? We give honor to God. Whatever you do, because we all serve together. We all, it's a full circle. And never, just know that taking care of children is extremely hard. I would rather go to work. I love children, but I would rather go to work. It's very hard. So thank you. And whether you're a doctor, thank you. Whether you're a lawyer, thank you. Whether you're a judge, thank you. Do it to the glory of God. We have a purpose. God gives us a purpose, and He gives us all talent, skills, and abilities. You're not less because you have a cleaning job. You're so important. It's so important. We need cleanliness, right? No matter what you do it for the glory of God. So when I'm delivering and I get aggravated, I think about my health insurance. I think about the people that are happy when I see me. Think about who you're serving. Or I'm not serving myself. Yes, sometimes I feel like, proud of driving the truck, but it will knock you down quickly. It's not me. It's not because of me. I'm serving other people. So whatever you do it for the glory of God. And if somebody has a lot of money, they worked very hard to get it, or their family did. This is, intergenerational wealth. But they could lose it too. If you're not responsible, you can lose it. I lost $60,000 in 1 year because I was stupid with my money. You could have a lot of money and not have no idea what to do with it, or it could get you in trouble. So you learn how to handle whatever you have, little or great. All right? Guys, don't ever, I wanted to say something. Don't ever despise the sacrifice that you're making, because down the road, when you look back at your life, you're going to cherish these moments that you had to give up something. We're always going to have to give up something for success. And if you're not, it's not true success. It's just not the way it works. All right? So God bless you. And whatever you do it for the glory of God. God bless you. Take care. Like, share, subscribe, share out. Thank you.